Hello, all greetings. This is Gilles Mancier. I wanted to come and say hello. I wish you a good day and welcome to my channel. If you're new, for those messages are very they're addressing a very small community. For they're not really taken seriously. Wisdom is not something that is valued in society. Or in materialistic society, it is more like what you can show it to the world. That is really what the success is about. It is not about the inner process, but in many sense we're gonna be forced to address those issues. A lot of things are gonna come up, and we're gonna have to readjust all kinds of old ideas in order to move forward. What we need, the highest wisdom for us today is the wars and the battles. We have to put an end to the wars. This is essential. Are we so immature that we have to use violence to resolve our problems? The first commandment of God in the Torah is you shall not kill, and wars are like murder on a mass scale. So we have to become responsible and find new ways to solve our problems and put an end to this fight internally. Although we have moods, and some days we're a lot of enthusiasm, and some days who are not as enthusiastic, it is important to know that God is always love, always there. No matter what our mood is, He will be there once we return to that original state. Is what we seek to attain, to return to that which we were at the origin, this multi-dimensional being. And so, as we put an end to the battle, it is our wish to make peace and to fulfill our life. For peace is not a luxury. It is not something that is so difficult. It is just a matter of stopping this massive ego trip in many ways. But the universe will definitely intervene at some point. I wanted to say, for those, of course, this is just the ideas I share. I don't, but. When it will be the time if the universe, God reveal Himself to the planet, to humanity, it will be too late to say, "Oh, I believe," or "I will reform myself." It will be, for now. It is now the time for people to use those tools of spirit to determine their own reality. For there is no value in choosing God if choosing love, choosing truth, beauty, goodness, if there is no choice. So once this revelation happened, it is said in the Torah, in the Quran, that when that day happened, it is too late. So do not forget that now. You let go of all fear in relationship to God. For all the God of fear, it was at a time God revealed Himself in a way that can be scary in some sense, but it's because humans were way too primitive. They were like behaving like animals, so they had to like really set some rules that were very strict. But now, from the 18th century, we move into humanity. It is this every man is created equal, and so God knows that. He knows what we know, and as we change, God becomes more present with us as we embrace that way. And what we need to do is the transport, is to be seated on this train of ascension, to let ourselves be carried into the light, and once we're sitting in the train, of course, we want to encourage those that are walking in the side of the train. Come into the train. You'll be more comfortable in there than walking along the side. And so, but hopefully the train will be full, so that we'll have a full load within this train when the time of the collective ascension will happen. And those who do not choose it will be given another path that will remain in duality. What we need to do is the arts, to use the arts, to appreciate the arts. The arts was given to man to make his life beautiful, to discover music, painting, sculpture, architecture is a functional art, dance, poetry, cinema, all those, theater, those were to increase the quality of life of men. So we have to use the art, and eventually we'll become much more artistic as a society. Rather than destroying the planet, we will use the art to embellish, to make it this most beautiful place, so that everybody will get rid of all those chemicals that are polluting the air, the water, the clothes, the food, everything. And so it is all in the process. We have to have faith that. Sometimes I feel like I'm walking on eggs some days, and it's not comfortable, because in France, believing in God, if you believe in God, an extraterrestrial, that the universe is this great big family of God in the universe, you have to be insane, because nobody that insane mind would believe in anything that it cannot see and feel and touch. This is the collective belief of the French in France. Not everyone, but if you believe in God, you have to shut up and say, well, it is just a belief that I entertain, but I don't pretend pretend that it is true, it is something that I just to differentiate myself. But it's very, very few people are able to come up in the public to say that to acknowledge their faith other than through a religion. In some sense, some religious people believe also that everybody that does not believe exactly the way they do will go to hell, and those people will not ascend, because it is a collective thing that is going on. We have only one life, and so we have to keep our mind open and to invite others into this light and love, and beyond the dogma or whatever. There is this life that is growing, and this divinity that wants to emerge from us. And the general message for us is karmic relation, is to understand that every circumstances of our life is created to teach us something, to make us grow, to feel, so we can liberate those dramatic or conflictual situations in order to move into a world of relationship that will bring us joy, that will be a co-creative process. And so to understand also that I wanted to say that I spoke of the Holy Trinosophy yesterday, about this book that is all about symbol. Of course, it wasn't Saint Germain that was in the Bastille, that was in this jail of the Inquisition. He was Cagliostro, his student. I didn't want to be misunderstood. It was Cagliostro who was his student, but in many sense. Symbols are very important. My art, for instance, is full of symbols. It's the same thing in the Torah. The Torah says that we have to study each and every ideogram of the Hebraic alphabet, so that in each of the 22 letters and the 9 numbers are hiding deep spiritual mysteries. And so there is a great deal of power in understanding this power of symbols, and to seek the truth behind the symbol, to seek. I wanted to say that also that the presence of God within us is more essential and more important than any of the circumstances outside of us. Although we have our mind has a tendency to evaluate our life in relationship to the circumstances of our life, but this is not how God sees us. In a sense, there is only us and God. But even that is an illusion, for we have always been one, and we can never be more than one. Also wanted to talk about briefly about the nature of wisdom. It is something that will be eventually valued in society. We'll find ways to determine the wisdom of each person, and then whoever's got the most wisdom will want to put him him or her in the place of authority, where the wisdom will rule over society, rather than the world of the sophist and those who can speak and manipulate in order, they speak and say their things, but then behind the scene they do something completely different. Immanuel Kant, in his philosophical treatise on perpetual peace, revealed a lot of things about this process of or even the Prince of Machiavel, George Orwell, all kinds of Protagoras, Gorgias, all of those people have used in history. We have many examples. It is powerful to be able to express our thoughts, but it is the power of manipulation to make people believe what you want them to believe, covering up in pleasant words. And so we'll have to renounce all authority and see how things feel within. And as we awaken, we'll clear up all kinds of things. We're going to become far more. We'll feel far more as we move into this interdimensional nature. It is like we move into a parallel reality where we become contemplative of all those things that are happening in the physical world, but we're no longer dependent from it. It is all a process of integration we're going through. And so the card for the day from the Archangel is the 8 of Ariel. You can be proud of the work you have accomplished. It is by practicing that we learn. Think about returning to school or follow a formation. So it is by practice, by doing things we don't know how to do. We learn how to do them, and so it is important to continue to learn, to grow, to experiment, and slowly but surely there will be a point where we'll be able to cooperate and start creating those programs, those those there's all kinds of ideas that will come into play that will assist society to evolve into a higher model that will it can be schools, it can be museums, it can be all kinds of things. It will go through education, that's for sure, because that's where it starts. But the media has to be free. The internet will eventually have to be free. And once this will happen, it will solely be used for entertainment and information. It will no longer be this controlling power of this kind of superego domination kind of thing. And so once those two will be free, they're going to be merging into a one global system that will be amazing. That will save a lot of time, but it will take time. Let's see. We as we move into this new time, we can be contemplative and assist whatever we need to assist. Yet understand everybody's got already the solution that they're looking for within themselves. So we're only here to let them know that. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you. Namaste.